Mrs. K. Vijayalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Genetic Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai 73, handle the course name Cytogenetics, course code U. First, I give the introduction. Genetic variation refers to differences between members of the same species or those of different species. What is allelic variation? These are due to mutation in a particular genes. Chromosomal aberrations are substantial changes in chromosome structure or number. These typically affect more than one gene. They are quite common, which is surprising. Then what is cytogenetics? Cytogenetics is the field of genetics that involves the microscopic examination of chromosomes. Then cytogenetics typically examines the chromosomal composition of a particular cell or organism. So this allows the detection of individuals with abnormal chromosome number or structure. This also provides a way to distinguish between species. Then cytogenetics use three main features to identify and classify chromosomes. First one is location of the chromosome, then size, then banding patterns. So these features are also seen in a karyotype. See the figure with having this chromosome having the two arms. One is a short arm represented as a small p. The long arm we represented as q. The case you see the differences in the various structure. See the metacentric, submetacentric, then acrocentric, then telocentric. So since the different chromosomes can be the same size and have the same centromere position. So chromosomes are treated with stains to produce characteristic banding patterns. Example, G banding. So in this G banding, chromosomes are exposed to the dye GIMSA. Some regions bind to the dye heavily. We call it as dark bands. Some regions do not bind the stain well. We call it as light bands. The case of humans, there are 300 G bands are seen in metaphase and 2000 G bands in prophase. You see the structure in the figure, the conventional numbering system of G bands in human chromosome. You see the banding pattern during metaphase and banding pattern during prophase. Then the banding pattern is useful in several ways. First one is it distinguishes individual chromosome from each other. It distinguishes individual chromosomes from each other. It detects changes in chromosome structure. It detects changes in chromosome structure. It reveals evolutionary relationship among the chromosomes of closely related species. It reveals the evolutionary relationships among the chromosomes of closely related species. So the banding patterns are used in several ways. So then the mutation can alter the chromosome structure. So there are two primary ways in which the structure of chromosome can be altered. First one is the total amount of genetic information in the chromosome can change. So first primary way is total amount of genetic information in the chromosome can change. So this can be occur due to deficiency or deletions or duplication. So these are the two ways in which the total amount of genetic information in the chromosome can change. And next one is the genetic material remains the same but is rearranged. The genetic material remains the same but is rearranged. This can be occurred by inversions and translocation. So the inversions and translocation that will change the genetic material remain the same, but
rearranged. Next one is first see about the what is deficiency or deletions. So deficiency or deletions, we explain that the loss of chromosomal segment. So deletion is nothing but the loss of a chromosomal segment. Next one is duplication. So the repetition of a chromosomal segment compared to the normal parent chromosome. What is duplication? It's nothing but the repetition of a chromosomal segment compared to the normal parent chromosome. Next, what is inversion? So inversion is nothing but a change in the direction of a part of a genetic material along a single chromosome. So inversion is nothing but a change in the direction of a part of a genetic material along a single chromosome. Then what is translocation? So translocation, the segment of one chromosome becomes attached to a different chromosome. The segment of one chromosome becomes attached to a different chromosome. So this is occurred by two ways. One is simple translocation. In this, there is a one way of transfer of chromosome. Then what is reciprocal translocation? This is a two-way transfer of a chromosomes. This is simple translation one way. Reciprocal is a two-way transfer. You say this figure, there's human chromosomes. So there's deletion, duplication, inversion, simple translocation, as well as the reciprocal transfer. So the diagram representation. We say this the case of deletion. See the picture. In this case, the deletion occurs between this 3 and 2 chromosome number. Then only the 2 is deleted. Called as a 4, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2. The arrangement is like that. The case of duplication occur in between the 3 and 2. So you see the addition of this 3 is added in this between this 2 and 1 seen in this. And the case of inversion, say this was a inversion seen occur in this place. And this is simple translocation. So how the one way of transfer occur in this? So reciprocal, there are two ways of translocation occur. So the figure that represent this deletion, duplication, inversion, simple translocation, and reciprocal translocation. So first see about the deletions or the deficiencies. In this, a chromosomal deficiency occurs when a chromosome breaks and a fragment is lost. We say this in the case of A, that represent terminal deletion. The case of B, it represent interstitial deletion. So we say this terminal deletion, there is a single break occur in this chromosome. So there's a loss and degraded occur. So we call it as a terminal deletion. The case of interstitial deletion, there are two breaks and reattachment of outer pieces occur. The case of deletion, we call it as an interstitial deletion. So the phenotypic consequences of deficiency depends on the size of the deletion, then chromosomal material later. So in this are the last genes vital to the organisms. When deletions have a phenotypic effect, they are usually determinant. For example, in the case of the disease Cry-du-Chat syndrome in humans, they are caused by a deletion in the short arm of chromosome 5. There is an example for this deletion or deficiency in the case of Cry-du-Chat syndromes in humans. Next is about the duplication. So chromosomal duplication is usually caused by abnormal events during recombinations. So the figure that represents us, the case is misaligned crossover occur. So the duplication of the CC is the deletions are occur in this. The chromosomal duplication is usually caused by abnormal events during recombination. Then like deletion, the phenotypic consequences of duplications tend to be correlated to size. So the duplications are more likely to have a phenotype effects if they involve a large piece of the chromosomes. However, the duplications tend to have less harmful effect than deletions of comparable size. However, the duplications tend to have a less harmful effect than the deletions of comparable size. In the case of human, relatively few well-defined symptoms are caused by small chromosomal duplication. So that is, duplications can provide additional genes forming gene family. So the genes in a duplicated region may accumulate mutation which alter their functions. So after many generations, they may have a similar but distinct function. They are now new members of a gene family. Then two or more genes derived from a common ancestor are homologous. So the homologous gene within a single species are paralogs. You see the figure 8.6. So the gene, so the abnormal genetic event that cause a gene duplication. So the gene derived from a single ancestral genes, we call it as a paralog, the homologous gene. So over the course of many generations, the two genes may differ due to the gradual accumulation of DNA mutations. So, see the picture. So the globin genes all encode subunits for proteins that bind oxygen. So over 500 to 600 million years, the ancestor globin genes has been duplicated and altered. So there are now 14 paralog in this gene family on 3 different chromosomes. So the different paralogs carry out similar but distinct functions. So all bind oxygen. Myoglobin stores oxygen in muscle cells. Different globin are in the red blood cells at different developmental stage, so that provide different characteristics corresponding to the oxygen needs of the embryo, fetus, and adult. You see the figure. So expressed very early in embryonic stage, then expressed maximally during the second and third trimester, then expressed after birth. So better at binding and storing of the oxygen in muscle cells. Then duplication occurs. So better at binding and transporting oxygen via red blood cells. See the figure. How it explains the embryonic stage, then second and third trimesters, then expressed after birth. Next, we see about the duplication and gene families. So the majority of small chromosomal duplications have no phenotypic effect. So however, they are vital because they provide raw materials for additional genes. So this can ultimately lead to the formation of gene families. A gene family that consists of 2 or more genes that are similar to each other. Then you see the experiment that to compare the genomic hybridization to detect deletions and duplications. So in this, chromosomal deletions and duplications have been associated with human cancers. It may be difficult to detect with karyotype analysis. The comparative genotypic hybridization can be used in the case of developed by Annie Kalniomi and Daniel Pinkel in 1992, and it is largely used to detect changes in cancer cell chromosome. Say this experimental level. Next one is the conceptual level. First, you have to isolate the DNA from the human, because cancer cells and normal cells, breast cancer, human breast cancer cells and normal cells, this individual breaking open the cells and isolating the DNA by chromatography. First of all, taken the breast cancer cells and as well as from the normal cells. First, you have to isolate the DNA, then label the breast cancer DNA with a green fluorescent molecule and the normal DNA with the red fluorescent molecule. So this was done by using the DNA from step 1 as a template and incorporating fluorescently labeled antibodies into a newly made DNA strands. Second step. Then third step, the DNA strands were then denatured by the heat treatments. So mix together equal amount of fluorescent labeled DNA and add into a preparation of the metaphase chromosome from white blood cells. So the procedure for preparing metaphase chromosome is described in figure 3.2. So the metaphase chromosome were also denatured. So allow the next step, allow the fluorescently labeled DNA to hybridize to the metaphase chromosome. Then visually the chromosome with a fluorescent microscope, analyze the amount of green and red fluorescent along each chromosome in the computer. So you see this, the case of deletions in the chromosome of cancer cells which show a green or red ratio or less than 1, while the chromosome duplication will show a ratio greater than 1. See the picture. Next, we see about this inversions. So, in the case of inversion, a chromosomal inversion is a segment that has been flipped to the opposite orientations. The first A1 is a normal chromosome, and first one is a B is a pericentric inversion. In the centromere lies within the inverted regions, and the case of paracentric inversion, the centromere lies outside inverted region. So chromosomal inversion is a segment that has been flipped to the opposite orientation. So in an inversion, the total amount of genetic information stays the same. So therefore, the great majority of inversions have no phenotypic consequences. In rare cases, inversions can alter the phenotype of an individual. So the breakpoint effect. So in this, the break leading to the inversion occur in a vital gene. Then position effect in this, a gene is repositioned in a way that alter its gene expression. So about 2% of human population carries inversion that are detectable with the light microscope. So most of these individuals are phenotypically normal. However, a few and produce offspring with genetic abnormalities. As we say about this inversion heterozygotes. So in this individual with one copy of a normal chromosome and one copy of inverted chromosome, such individuals may be phenotypically normal. They also may have a high probability of producing gametes that are abnormal in their genetic content. So the abnormality is due to crossing over in the inverted segment. So during meiosis 1, the homologous chromosome synapse with each other. So in this, for the normal and inversion chromosome to synapse properly, an inversion loop must form. So if a crossover occur within the inversion loop, highly abnormal chromosomes are produced. You see the picture how this loop is formed. So within the loop, how the crossing over occur, how it formed the abnormalities. So in this first picture, A is a pericentric inversion and second one is a paracentric inversion. So replicated chromosome, normal one, and within this inversion occur, the homologous pairing during the prophase, the crossing over occur, the product after crossing over, you have got this duplicated or deleted occur, and the replicated chromosome in this, the paracentric inversion, and that within the inversion, the loop is formed, the crossing over occurs, that products are after crossing, produce a acentric fragment as well as the dicentric chromosomes. So next, see about the translocation. So a translocation that occurs when a segment of one chromosome becomes attached to another. So in reciprocal translocation, two non-homologous chromosomes exchange genetic materials. So in this, the reciprocational translocation arises from two different mechanisms. One is chromosomal breakage and DNA repair, and second one is abnormal crossover. So translocation, nothing but a chromosomal translocation occurs when a segment of one chromosome becomes attached to another. In reciprocal translocation, two non-homologous chromosomes exchange genetic material. So this arises from two different mechanisms. One is chromosomal breakage and DNA repair. Second one is abnormal crossover. So the figure that shows the chromosomal translocation, reciprocational translocation. You see the picture. So telomeres prevent chromosomal DNA from sticking to each other. So first A is chromosomal breakage and DNA repair, and second one is the non-homologous crossover. So first let's say there's chromosomal breakage and DNA repairs occur by due to the environmental agent that causes two chromosomes to break. Then DNA repair enzyme recognize the break ends and incorrectly connect them. And the case of non-homologous crossover, and after the crossover between this non-homologous chromosome, you can get the reciprocal translocation. The reciprocal translocation lead to rearrangement of the genetic material, so not a change in the total amount. So thus they are also called as balanced translocation. So reciprocal translocation lead to a rearrangement of the genetic material, not a change in the total amount. So we call it as balanced translocation. So in this reciprocal translocation, like inversion, are usually without phenotypic consequences. In few cases, they can result in position effect. In simple translocation, the transfer of genetic material occur in only one direction. So that we call it as unbalanced translocation. So in simple translocation, the transfer of genetic material occurs in only one direction, and we call it as unbalanced translocation. The case of unbalanced translocation, these are associated with phenotypic abnormalities or even lethality. Unbalanced translocations are associated with phenotypic abnormalities or even lethality. So example, familial Down syndrome. So in the case of familial Down syndrome, so in this condition, the majority of chromosome 21 is attached to chromosome 14. So in this condition, the majority of the chromosome 21 is attached to chromosome 14. So the individual would have 3 copies of genes found on a large segment of chromosome 21. The individual would have 3 copies of genes found on a large segment of chromosome 21. Therefore, they exhibit the characteristics of Down syndrome. So familial Down syndrome is an example of Robertsonian translocation. So call it as example of Robertsonian translocation. So this translocation occur as such, breaks occur at the extreme ends of the short arms of 2 non-homologous acrocentric chromosomes. The small acentric fragments are lost. The large fragment fuse at their centromic regions to form a single chromosome, which is metacentric or submetacentric. So this type of translocation is the most common type of chromosomal rearrangement in humans. So familial syndromes is an example for Robertsonian translocation, and in this the break occurs at the extreme end of the short arms of a 2 non-homologous acrocentric chromosome. The small acentric fragments are lost. The large fragment fuse at their centromic regions to form a single chromosome, which is metacentric or submetacentric. So this type of translocation is the most common type of chromosomal rearrangement in humans. So approximately 1 in 900 births. So first see about the balanced translocation and gamete production. In this, individual carrying balanced translocations have a greater risk of producing gametes with unbalanced combination of chromosomes. So individual carrying balanced translocation have a greater risk of producing gametes with unbalanced combination of chromosome. This depends on the segregation pattern during meiosis 1. So during meiosis 1, the homologous chromosome synapse with each other. So for the translocated chromosome to synapse properly, a translocation cross must form. See the picture. The meiotic segregation can occur in one of the three ways. First one is alternate segregation. So in this chromosome on opposite sides of the translocation cross segregate into the same cells that lead to balanced gametes. So both contain a complete set of genes and are thus viable. And second way is adjacent one segregation. So in this adjacent non-homologous chromosome segregate into the same cell that lead to unbalanced gametes. So in this both have duplication and deletion and are thus inviable. And third way is adjacent to segregation. So adjacent homologous chromosomes segregate into the same cell. So that lead to the unbalanced gametes. So the gametes both have duplication and deletion and are thus inviable. Let's see the picture. Translocation cross chromosome 2 plus in a piece of chromosome 1, and this pink color is the normal chromosome. So alternate segregation. So in this 2 normal cell plus 2 cells with balanced translocation occur. The case of adjacent 1 segregation, you got all 4 cells are unbalanced. In the case of adjacent 2 segregation, it's a very rare one, and all cells are unbalanced. You see the figure. So alternate and adjacent 1 segregations are the likely outcomes when an individual carries a reciprocal translocation. So indeed, they occur at about the same frequency. So moreover, adjacent 2 segregation is very rare. So therefore, an individual with a reciprocal translocation usually produces 4 types of gametes. Among these, 2 of which are viable and 2 are non-viable. This condition terms semi-sterility. Then next one is variation in chromosome number. So chromosome number can vary in 2 main ways. One is euploidy and another one is aneuploidy. So what is euploidy? Euploidy is variation in the number of complete sets of chromosome. Aneuploidy is a variation in the number of a particular chromosome within a set. So euploid variation occur occasionally in animals and frequently in plants. But in the case of aneuploid variation, on the other hand, are regarded as abnormal conditions. Say this chromosome number. So normal fruit fly. So polyploid organism have 3 or more sets of chromosome. This individual, the trisomy as well as the monosomy. In the case of trisomy 2, individual is said to be a trisomic individual. The case of monosomy, the individual is said to be monosomic. So the first B is this variations in euploidy. C is the variation in aneuploidy. So let's see about this aneuploidy. So the phenotype of every eukaryotic species is influenced by thousands of different genes. So the expression of these genes has to be intricately coordinated to produce a phenotypically normal individuals. So aneuploidy commonly causes an abnormal phenotype that leads to an imbalance in the amount of gene product. 3 copies will lead to 150% production. A single chromosome can have hundreds or even thousands of genes. You see the picture. Aneuploidy comes the abnormal phenotype. So normal individual. So second one is a trisomy 2 individual. So the monosomy 2 individual. So in most cases, these effects are detrimental. They produce individuals that are less likely to survive than a euploid individual. So the harmful effect of aneuploidy were first discovered in the 1920s by Albert Blankensee and his colleagues. They studied the Jimson weed, the Tura stramonium. So all of its 12 possible trisomies produce capsules, as a dry food, that are phenotypically different. So in addition, the aneuploid plants have other morphologically distinguishable triads, including some detrimental ones. You see this rolled trisomy 1. The first one is a normal one. So second one is a rolled trisomy 1, glossy trisomy 2, bucking trisomy 3, elongate trisomy 4, equinus trisomy 5, Cogniver trisomy 6, microcapic trisomy 7, reduced trisomy 8, poinsettia trisomy 9, spinach trisomy 10, globe trisomy 11, lex trisomy 12. So the Blankensee noted that this plant is weak and looping with the leaves narrow and twisted. So alternation in chromosome number occurs frequently during gamete formation. So about 5 to 10% embryos have an abnormal chromosome number. So indeed 50% spontaneous abortions are due to such abnormalities. In some cases, an abnormality in chromosome number produces an offspring that can survive. Refer the table. Aneuploid condition in humans. For condition is autosomal trisomy 13. The frequency is 1 by 15,000 that produce Patus syndrome. The characteristic is mental and physical deficiency, wide variety of defects in organs, larger triangular nose, early death. And the case of trisomy 18, the frequency is 1 by 6,000. It produces Edwards syndrome, having the characteristics of mental and physical deficiency, facial abnormalities, extreme muscle tone, early death. The case of trisomy 21, frequency is 1 by 800, produce Down syndrome and produce the characteristics of mental deficiency, abnormal pattern of palm creases, slant eyes, flattened face, short stature. And if the aneuploidy condition is in sex chromosome XSY, the condition is XSY, and the seen in the male 1 by 1000 frequency, produce a Klinefelter syndrome and produce the characteristics of sexual immaturity. So there is no sperm, as well as the breast is swelling. The case of XYY, this occur in male 1 by 1000, produce a Jacob syndrome, tall and thin. And the case of the condition is XXX, to see in the female 1 by 1500, produce a triplex syndrome, so tall and thin, menstrual irregularity. And the case of the condition is XO, and see in the female 1 by 5000 frequency, that produce the Turner syndrome, produce a short stature, web-necked, sexually undeveloped. So the autosomal aneuploids compatible with survival are trisomies 13, 18, and 21. This involves chromosomes that are relatively small Aneuploidies involve sex chromosomes generally have less severe effect than those of autosome. So this explained by X inactivation. All additional X chromosomes are converted into bare bodies. So some human aneuploids are influenced by the age of parents. So older parents more likely to produce abnormal offspring. The case of Down syndrome, trisomy 21, the incidence rises with the age of either parent, especially mothers. If we increase this age of mothers, so the infants with the Down syndrome per 1,000 birth. So Down syndrome is caused by the failure of chromosome 21 to segregate properly. This non-distinction most commonly occurs during meiosis 1 in the oocyte. So the correlation between maternal age and Down syndrome could be due to the age of oocytes. So human primary oocytes are produced in the ovary of the female fetus prior to birth. So they are, however, arrested in prophase 1 until the time of ovulation. So as a woman ages, her primary oocytes have been arrested in prophase 1 for a progressively longer period of time. So this added length of time may contribute to an increased frequency of non-disjunction. Let's see about the euploidy. So most species of animals are diploid. In many cases, changes in euploidy are not tolerated. So polyploidy in animal is generally a lethal condition. Some euploidy variations are normally occurring. In case of female bees are diploid, male bees are monoploid. So contain a single set of chromosomes. So a few examples of vertebrate polyploid animals have been discovered. In many animals, certain body tissues display normal variations in the number of set of chromosomes. So diploid animals sometimes produce tissues that are polyploid. So this phenomenon is termed endopolyploid. Case of liver cell, for example, can be triploid, tetraploid, or even octoploid. So nothing but 18 number. The polytene chromosome of insects provide an unusual example of natural variation in polyploid. So in contrast to animals, plants commonly exhibit polyploid. Among 30 to 35 of ferns and flowering plants are polyploid. So many of the fruits and grain we eat come from polyploid plants. In many instances, polyploid strains of plants display outstanding agricultural characteristics. They are often larger in size and more robust. So polyploid having an odd number of chromosome sets are usually sterile. So these plants produce highly aneuploid gametes. Example, in a triploid organism, there is an unequal separation of homologous chromosome 3 each during anaphase. To see the picture, each cell receives one copy of some chromosome and 2 copies of other chromosomes. So sterility is generally a determinal triad. However, it can be agriculturally desirable because they may result in, first one, seedless fruit. So seedless watermelon and bananas, the example is triploid varieties. And second one is asexually propagated by human via cuttings. And second one is a seedless flower, the case of marigold flowering plant, and developed by Purvey seed producers that keeping blooming since they don't form desired end product. So competitors cannot sell seeds grown from their plants. Next one is natural and experimental ways to produce variation in chromosome number. So there are 3 natural mechanisms by which the chromosome number of a species can vary. First one is meiotic non-distinction. Second one is mitotic abnormalities. Third one is interspecies process. First here the meiotic non-distinction. So non-distinction refers to the failure of the chromosome to segregate properly during anaphase. The meiotic non-distinction can produce haploid cells that have too many or too few chromosomes. If such a gamete participate in fertilization, the resulting individual will have an abnormal chromosomal composition in all of its cells. Say this, non-distinction in meiosis 1, so normal meiosis 2. So during fertilization, these gametes produce an individual that is trisomic for the missing chromosome. So in the N-1, during fertilization, these gametes produce an individual that is non-monosomic for the missing chromosomes. So all 4 gametes are abnormal in the case of non-distinction meiosis. A second one is non-distinction in meiosis 2. First is this normal meiosis 1, then non-distinction meiosis 2. Then 50% of abnormal gametes are produced and 50% is the normal gametes produced in the case of non-distinction in meiosis 2. Then meiotic non-distinction. So in rare cases, all the chromosomes can undergo non-distinction and migrate to one daughter cell. So this termed complete non-distinction. So it results in a diploid cell and one without chromosome. The chromosome less cell is non-viable. The diploid cell can participate in fertilization with a normal gametes. So this yield a triploid individual. Then mitotic abnormalities. So the abnormalities in chromosome number often occur after fertilization. So in this case, the abnormality occurs in mitosis, not meiosis. So first one is the mitotic distinction. So in this sister chromatid separate improperly. This leads to trisomic and monosomic daughter cells. The second figure that shows this chromosome loss. So one of the sister chromatid does not migrate to a pool. This leads to normal and monosomic daughter cells. So first one is mitotic non-distinction. So this cell will be trisomic and this cell will be monosomic. Next one is a chromosome loss. The cell will be normal and in this case the cell will be monosomic. So will be degraded if left outside of the nucleus when nuclear envelope reforms. Next one is a mitotic abnormalities. The genetic abnormalities that occur after fertilization lead to mosaicism. So part of the organism contain cells that are genetically different from other parts. The size and location of the mosaic region depends on the timing and location of the original abnormalities. So in the most of the extreme case, an abnormality could take place during the first mitotic divisions. See, thus consider fertilized Drosophila egg, that is XX. So one of the eggs is lost during the first mitotic division. This produces an XX cell and X0 cells. See, this XX cell is the precursor for the side of the fly, which developed as a female. The XO is the cell of the precursor for the side of fly, which developed as a male. So this particular rare individual is termed a bilateral gentomorph. Thank you.